and welcome to the WDW News Today Podcast. I'm Eric Morton. With me, as always, is Tom Corliss. We have a special guest today, Sabrina. People have asked for her. You got her. Now you got Sabrina.
Now I'm here. Hello.
Sabrina, noted comic relief of our company. She's here. She can't stop laughing. No. Even if I don't say anything funny, just watch.
I can't.
Watch her and the other people that we think work here on Unplanned Downtime on Instagram. And are you on TikTok now or no?
No. We got to get up. It's different things set up, I guess.
Oh, okay.
But
at Unplanned Downtime and Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook and Instagram. Unplanned Downtime. So we're on there. We've got one that's going viral right now.
Which one is that?
It's me as a pirate, like pretending to say it's like one of the My Disney Career ones, and it's me saying like how I got the role of like don't be a chicken, Carlos. And the amount of people that think it's real is ridiculous.
People really thought Nana was real.
Yeah.
So Nana said, what was the Nana?
She's like, Nana was like the...
Ronald McDonald.
So let me set this up. Unplanned Downtime is parody. It's theme park parody.
Satire, parody,
It's like comedy. A playoff of... It's a continuation of the News Tonight content. So they're doing like fake My Disney career profiles.
Yeah.
So
we wrote all of them.
Yeah. So Nana played Ronald McDonald, who is the creator... of the cheeseburger spring roll. Obviously, that's not real. Eric found a TikTok of a guy who thought it was real and complained he couldn't believe that Disney management was on social media admitting that they thought their audience was stupid. He thought this was a real video from Disney that they put out on their social media.
Yeah.
Ronald.
Yeah, Wendy. Someone thought that was. Several people thought it was real. Yeah.
Ronald.
I don't know. People are surprised. People think that Mousetrap news garbage is real all the time, and I'm like, man, remember when everyone said we lied about the Country Bears, and meanwhile people are making up the most psychotic news imaginable. People are like, that's real.
Yeah.
I want Sabrina to tell us what happened while we were gone last week. What was it around here? Was it a party the whole time?
Oh, it was absolutely. It was a party. Everybody partied. It was very quiet, and we're like, this is
Billy did
so
an orange juice stand.
Sunny D! Purple stuff? Money. No, there's Billy doing Sunny
There
D.
were Kool-Aid jammers all over the floor. Everywhere.
Billy is
kicked a whole 2 6-packs of Kool-Aid jammers.
I just walked in and Billy was just passed out his computer.
Billy had peanut butter. It was a whole thing.
Billy instituted a no cussing policy. He gave demerits to put a curse jar out. It was crazy.
I currently owe $75.
The best part is like Tom and I were on the cruise. Everyone assumes we're all having fun. I feel like Tom and I run around busting our butts, and you guys are all here like laughing and drinking Kool-Aid jammers.
Drinking Kool-Aid jammers.
The WIGS are here joining us in the chat. The WIGS is our Patreon group, the WDWNT Interglobe Society. And they're here watching us film this nonsense right now. Hello, guys. Oh, they wondered. VR Money said, wait, Nana's not real? No, that's true.
I wish. Unfortunately, Nana is very real. And we deal with that daily.
Go to patreon.com/WDWNT. The W is for Ronald McDonald.
Someone not only believed it, but made a TikTok complaining that the Walt Disney Company was so mean to say their audience was stupid. Oh, that was true. I think I commented on it. I don't know if he deleted it, but I commented and said, this is fake, right?
Oh, yeah, I missed out. I missed out on all the action last week. We're back. We got our landlubber legs back, I feel like. I got a shave on there, and it's really irritating. It's been irritating for like 4 days.
So you went to Hooks Barber?
I went to Hooks Barber. The first day of Cruise 2, I went straight to Hooks Barber before we even left. And it was very nice. Very nice. Nice shave.
First day of Cruise 2.
It was expensive. It was expensive, but there was a heavy discount involved. So
must be nice.
Go to Hooks Barber.
Must be nice to have been on the same number of cruises I've been on this year.
Let me tell you,
While I was here emptying garbage cans and refilling toilet paper.
Going on 2 consecutive 3-night cruises is way more tiring than going on a single 6-night cruise, right? I don't want to hear it. I was working mostly.
Cut throat shave, Eric.
Yeah, they cut my throat.
It's
Pirates
a
got
hard
me.
life.
I had fun. It was good. Weird snack time. Weird snack time. These are not that weird. I feel like that's a common complaint around here is that our weird snacks have not been weird enough. But Tom was kind enough to dig into his pockets and bring out some warm Reese's.
Actually, Rosanna bought these for me. So say thank you to Rosanna.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Rosanna.
Rosanna.
Rosanna found miniature Oreo. They're actually Reese's Oreo, but I think the name should be the other way around. Right? Shouldn't these be the Oreo Reese's?
Yes.
And then the cookie should be the Reese's
Reese's
Oreos,
Oreos.
but it's actually the other way.
Oh.
So, Sabrina, the way that this works is that we eat them.
But you have to make sure to chew into the microphone.
You bother someone's morning commute where they're wearing headphones.
Why you guys use that to back?
And then we rate them 1 through 7.
Oh. Okay.
So they're weird because it's a regular Reese's, but then with white chocolate and Oreo crumbs.
Yeah.
I don't love it.
Oh, I
It's
love
a little
it.
dry.
Really?
I don't think I like the white chocolate part.
Yeah, I don't hate
You
it.
ever had
I
a
just-
white chocolate Reese's?
Yeah,
Or
those
Reese's
I
white
enjoy.
chocolate?
Yeah. Those like I enjoy. Like if it depends. Like if they're in the shape of like what's supposed to be a bat or a tree, I like those better
But white
than
chocolate.
just the white chocolate Reese's.
I mean, the supreme form of Reese's is the pumpkin, right?
Yeah.
It's pumpkin and then tree.
Oh, God, we've been through this.
Yeah.
This is how the podcast began, I think. Wasn't this
This
like
is
the
how Weird
first
Snack
episode?
Time got its origin.
Great,
Yeah.
just-
And
like
then
bats,
someone at
right?
Reese's sent us a box of Reese's products.
And they even agreed with the things we didn't like from that box,
Yeah.
which I thought was nice.
Yeah.
They're
We had the
agree.
caramel-
This is an inferior product.
Reese's caramel. Oh.
I still
Inferior,
just
sounds
OG
great.
Reese's peanut butter cup, still number 1 for me. Maybe in the freezer. Maybe let it freeze a little.
I feel most Halloween style candies that are chocolate are best in the freezer. Like Butterfingers, much better in
Snickers.
the Snickers, Twix, all of them.
Bananas?
Banana. Katie said bananas.
I don't know
Get
the
your
last
healthy
time.
garbage out of here, bananas. Do we look like we ate bananas? Do you
Is this
think the three of us ever had a banana?
You know,
To be
because I
fair,
had a
we
cramp.
look like we ate the banana plus whatever else was around.
Yeah, the pie.
Did you see the clip?
Banana, the cream, and the pie.
You guys saw the clip like last week of the baseball player. He used to play for the Blue Jays. He's Japanese guy, and he's like, what happened? He had a cramp. He goes, what happened? I ate 2 bananas today. And he's like, why did you eat bananas? He goes, monkey never cramp. And that became
never
like
cramp.
a monkey never cramp. That's why we eat our bananas. Keep from cramping up.
They lost in the World Series.
Well, I don't think he plays for them anymore. I think
That's why they lost. They all cramped because he was gone.
they didn't eat enough
gone.
bananas.
He didn't remember
Monkeys never
to
cramp.
eat their bananas.
There you go.
I love it. Well, thanks for joining us. I don't have any voices of literacy this week. We don't have any emails. If you want to email us, you can email Eric at WDWNT.com.
This is where Eric reminds you that he asked Jason to make a new email account just for this.
It might
and
exist.
it never happened.
Hold on. I'm going to test it live. You ready?
Yeah. Billy, put some music in here. Some free music. They'll call this the Did Jason Do It song. It always ends with a no.
I was gonna say it'd be like,
No.
nope.
Did Jason do it? Did he do it this time? I don't know. Let's look. Let's all find out. Did he do it? Did he do it? I don't know. Did he? No.
No. I did receive an email to my personal email just now, Tom. Hello, Eric. We're writing to let you know the group you tried to contact may not exist, or you may not have permission to post to a group.
Oh man. You know. No.
No. No.
Now it's time for our next segment. Did Jason do the thing you asked him? Let's find it. No. All right, on to our next segment.
Oh,
One day it's gonna
man.
be yes, and there's gonna have to be.
It'll never be yes. It has not been yes in 18 and a half years. It will not be yes today.
If you ask him to get candy or crackers,
If you mention you like a drink or a snack, cartons of them will appear. I once mentioned I liked Sprite Zero Chill, and now that's
No chill.
like there's a whole office that's full of it. We have one room that you just open it and it falls on you.
He's like, this is from a Kickstart Slice Chill. I got you 5 pallets of it. It was on sale.
A Slice Chill kicks. I kickstarted a soda company. Oh man. They only make jelly flavored sodas.
Oh my god.
Okay, we did not give that a score, by the way, for Weird Snack Time.
I
gonna
love
go
it.
with
It's
4
a
out of
7 for me, but you guys don't like
I'm
it.
4.
It's like a 3 out of 7. I didn't like the
3.
white
That's
chocolate.
4.
It's rough.
Yeah.
I think we got to stay at like a 4 or 5 then.
I like that better. I had the full size ones. I like that better than the full size. I still haven't tried the Oreos. I'm
No,
trying to
no.
I
find the
don't.
Oreos.
The Oreos were good. My kids and I had those. They were good.
I
That
don't
would've
like
been
mini
7.
peanut butter cups, so it's not.
There's not enough peanut butter for me.
The miniature is not my favorite Reese's.
I feel like the peanut butter in the miniatures is more chalky. It's not as creamy. I don't know. It's probably the same stuff.
Yeah.
We know someone in our audience works there, so let us know if it's from a special chalky bin or if it's
They
from
stopped
the
listening when
same-
we started smacking our lips into the microphone 70 episodes ago. They're long gone.
All right. Well, today's topic is getting to know Sabrina.
Yes.
Is that fair?
Okay.
And then eventually the thing that you saw in the graphic for this episode. We fooled you. Clickbait. Ha ha.
Suckers.
You're going to learn things first and like it. Like it's Epcot Center. First you learn and then maybe they'll be fun.
That's why I have field trips there.
Maybe broccoli will sing after you learn something.
Nope.
No. Sabrina, where did your Disney career begin?
It started out on the Disney College program, and they put me at Blizzard Beach, which was not a great choice for this white
Did they
redheaded
lose you in
Irish.
the snow?
No, they said your job is to make sure that nothing ever happens to Ice Gator.
Well, I failed there.
And then he was
I swore
gone.
up and down they used to make me, because I was a slide operator.
They call it a
So-
slide operator.
Slide
You're
operator.
operating the slide
Yes.
She's a slide operator.
by watching water go down it.
I couldn't
Slide
I'm an
operator.
expert. When I put water on it, it works. When I take the hose away, it does not.
It stops. Yeah. So I was a slide operator, and I was also trained on working the like the gondola type,
The ski lift.
the ski lift. Yeah, the ski lift. So I
Did
had
you
to
get a
do that.
whistle?
I did have a whistle. I had a whistle, and I had a hip pouch, because they don't call it a fanny pack. It's a hip pouch, and in there they also had like gloves and the little thing you put over people's mouths if you have to breathe into their mouth, and so all the fun stuff. And then I lasted maybe a month and a half in March.
I just picture this. Oh no, this kid is not breathing. Hold on.
Yeah.
First, gloves. Okay, now the thing we put on his mouth.
Well,
Is it
first
just
you have
that
to
Donald
ask.
Duck like voice modulator beak? Is it just that?
Yeah. But first you have to ask 3 times if I can work
Yeah.
on that person.
Can I work on you, sir?
They're unresponsive.
You know what, boss? This blue kid is really uncooperative. I don't think I can work in this.
I think the ice got to
Yeah. So I worked there about a month, and then they moved me to Disney Quest. Which,
total opposite.
Yeah, which is an indoor interactive
The
theme
most
park.
exposed
Yeah.
and the least exposed roles at Disney World.
Yeah.
So what
And they
happened?
just called me the burned girl inside. Like everybody I worked with was
They
just
called
like
you burn girl?
the burned girl because I had 1st and 2nd degree burns from the sun. And everybody that I worked with,
The
they were
weird
like,
part is that people that worked with you also got sunburns from the sun reflecting off of you.
they were like, "Oh, look,
The
does
burn
anybody
girls.
know the new girl? You mean the burn girl?" Like,
They're like, which one? Oh!
yeah, the one that looks like she's seen the sun a lot.
The sun was complaining about her, so we moved her indoors.
They're like, we don't like
Yeah.
that you're the same color as the costume.
Blend in with parts of Pirates of the Caribbean. So yeah. But yeah, so I did that, and then I was a campus rep for a while. So I went back for the college program. Was a campus rep.
Wait,
and I
where were
came
you?
back
Where were you
down.
going to school?
Originally, I was at a community college out in Washington State, where I'm originally from, Columbia Basin College, and then I transferred to Hofstra University out on Long Island. It was a campus.
That's
rep
quite
there.
a change.
It is. It is, but my mom's originally from New York, so it wasn't. We'd
I
been out
almost
there for
went
a
to
while.
Hofstra.
Did you
And
live
then
in
you were
Vista?
smarter than me.
No, I don't think my parents wanted me to go to school that far away.
Did you live in Vista Way?
I did live in Vista at the time. So when I'm old enough that there was, it was Vista Way, and they had just built the Commons like maybe a year before.
Right.
And then, no, not the Commons. Commons was for if you were international. And it was Chatham. Chatham they had just built maybe the year or two before.
Yeah, Chatham.
And they were more high tech because they got 2 phone lines, so you could be on the internet and make a phone call because it was still all dial up.
Katie is so perplexed right now.
I visited my brother when he lived at Vista Way. He was
Yeah.
in the college program. And there was a payphone by the swimming pool. And the
Yes.
wires were somehow like ripped out of it. And someone had done something to the payphone so that you could make your calls for free.
Yeah.
You could call long distance for free on the payphone. And I think that racket went on for years.
I was gonna say I'm pretty sure that was still set up, but I mean by that time I think most of us had like cell phones that we would.
No,
call
they didn't
them
have cell
after,
phones.
like 7 p.m. So we didn't get our long distance.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was Vista Way. I was there March through August of 2002, because I was a hybrid. Because I went to like a quarterly school, so most everybody was either like January through May, or if you were like spring extended, like you were January through August, and then the other group came in and was like August through December, like January, or you were like June through December, and my group was a weird one. So we were March through August.
Okay, so you went back to your campus. You were a
Yeah.
campus rep
Campus rep.
At
and
Hofstra?
then At
or-
Hofstra.
okay.
At both schools.
at both schools.
And then I came back down in 2005, and I went, and this is back when you could still go and interview with an actual person. And they put me I went into interview, and they were like, what do you want to do? And I said, attractions. And they were like, where would you like to work? And I said, Great Movie Ride. And she said, we can put you at Great Movie Ride, but you could also possibly get Star Tours. And I was like, no. And then I was like, what about Jungle Cruise? And she was like, we can put you at Jungle Cruise, but you might also, but instead you might get Tiki Room. And I was like, no. And I was like, what about Kilimanjaro Safari? And she was like, oh, that one we can just place you at. And I was like, let's do that. Because I hadn't combined all of Africa yet. So now, like, I think when I was there, they had combined it, so they put on like the train so you could get Rafikis. Or back when it was called Pangani.
Pangani Forest
Yeah.
Exploration Trail.
Yeah.
So what's the wildest thing you saw working Kilimanjaro safaris? I
Not
know.
the wildest thing you did. I'll ask that next. The wildest thing you saw.
I was gonna say wildest or saddest, because I was there when they'd gotten fringe-eared oryx for a short while out on safari, and they had just introduced them over into the savannah, and the Grant zebra are they're mean. They're not nice animals, and they're very aggressive.
That's what you told me about the ostriches.
Oh, ostriches are stupid. I don't like ostrich. The ostrich.
They don't even taste that good.
That would not surprise me.
You never had a Disney turkey leg?
and they had one of the zebras had chased one of the younger fringe-eared orcs, and it wound up falling over like a downed log that was already there, and so animal care had to come out and essentially take care of it.
Euthanize it.
Yeah. And so I was like one of the last trucks that had just come down off of like Savannah Overlook, because they had stopped us, but we were like the very top of Savannah Overlook, so we could still see down into everything. So we had to wait until animal care got out there, figured out what they were going to do, and then they had to clear out the Savannah. So everything behind us stayed, and then we were the last truck to pass by like where the animal was and everything like that. But we were still stuck out there for a good 25, 30 minutes prior to them deciding what they were going to do with us. And so like you sit there and you're like, okay, how many facts about animals can I? And then you turn off the microphone. You're like, what do you guys really want to know? Because what else are you going to do? And so I was like the last truck to go through that area and stuff.
That is great. I was kind of hoping for a funny moment, Sabrina.
No, that was probably like one of the wildest things that. Although my friend had an even better story though. That this isn't a funny moment. I think I've told this story before, and it's with the ostriches. Because like I said, the ostriches, they're stupid. Their eyes are actually larger than their brains, and they have a memory about of a goldfish. It's a very short-term memory, and they're attracted to shiny things. So it's about every 45 seconds a truck would go through. And like these ostrich, when they're all females out there, so it's like when one would get PMS, they would all go through PMS. And it was just like they would all... Not
gonna say anything about that.
They would all get irritated around the same time. And they would cause problems and trouble. And like I said, they're attracted to shiny things. And so there was one day that they had stopped my friend's truck, and you can creep up within like a 5 feet radius. Yeah. So you can creep up, and then you have to stop because they're in the front of the truck, and they're like pecking the front of the truck. And she sees in her side mirror, because it's catching the sun just right, and she sees this ostrich like coming towards this mirror and starts pecking it. So she like scoots over in her seat, and she gets on the radio, and she's like, "Hey folks, just as a reminder, please do not touch the animals. Like, do not touch the animals." And she goes, about this time I hear from the back row this woman go, "What if the animals are touching you?" She goes, I look up in my rearview mirror, and there's this woman wearing this silver lame shirt, and this ostrich is just like pecking at her.
Wow.
I was like, well, what'd you say? And she was like, well, I couldn't very well say take your top off.
This ain't that kind of show.
So I was like, and she's like, about the time the ostrich moved out of the way in front of me, I was like, hang on.
Hang on, folks.
Yeah. But yeah, and then there was an ostrich out there named One-Eyed Irma.
Why did they call her One-Eyed Irma?
Is this related to the menstruation?
She only had one eye, and she used to get in so much trouble. She was known. She got.
Hey, that's really an opportunity for theming. They should have given her an eye patch.
She eventually got moved to the lodge because that's where they put all of their naughty animals. That get into trouble and can't behave. But she was known. She would come up and she would grab baseball caps. She loved baseball caps. She'd come up to the truck and act like she was like being real cool. Take some dude's hat and just like run off, and then some guy would be like, "No, that's my ball cap," and you're like, "Not now anymore, man." Like,
where would she put them?
She'd go put it on
over her eye.
She'd have like this little nest that
she like put them all together.
Yeah. And then there was another day that there was one of the greater kudu had gotten out, and I'm like driving from Ituri first in the Ituri Forest from where you first enter there into like the Nile River area, and I'm driving through and I look to my left and there's like this greater kudu, and he's just like walking back and forth like, I don't know how I got here. I'm not sure why I'm here. And so I'm like calling it, and I was like, and they're like, we're aware. Every truck before you has already called it in. And like this greater kudu is just like walking back and forth, and he's like, doom doom doom.
I'm gonna assume you were fired from this position.
No, actually.
What?
Well, after the next story, people might wonder why.
Yeah.
Can you tell my favorite story, which is what you would do if you realized that most of the vehicle did not speak English?
Well, it originally started out, so I used to do it when I was bored. And the first time I did it wound up being for a group of Brazilians that didn't speak English. But I would do a safari with a lisp. So I would get on there and I'd go, Jambo, Carol Booty, and welcome aboard. Go ahead and slide all the way across and have a seat. My name's Sabrina, and I'll be your game driver here at Kilimanjaro Safaris for the next 2 weeks. And, and I would get that reaction.
How am I supposed to take
time.
your safety advice seriously at this point?
And I would get that most of the time. And then, like, partway through, like, when you're still doing it, people are like, oh my God, this poor girl, like, why would they put her here?
So people thought it was a
then
joke.
you got to stick to the
and
bit.
then you committed to it. So people are like, oh
to it.
no,
Like, oh.
that's really her voice.
So, like,
We don't say goodbye.
Quaharing. I mean, just go well. But my favorites were, so you get it inside, and you'd be like, oh my goodness, if you look off to the right-hand side, you can see a scimitar horned oryx. Or my personal favorite, oh, this is a really rare treat. On the left-hand side, you can see the white rhinoceroses. So that's how I spent a lot of my, because you'd be there for like 20 minutes a tour.
I can't believe you did not get fired.
Well, you're out on the truck by yourself. Like, who's gonna report you? I'm not.
Who's gonna go
myself.
back to the load area and be like, oh, our person had a lisp? Wouldn't that be? That'd be horribly mean.
I just think that if you're sticking to the bit, at some point someone called you on the radio and you talked like that, and then they're like, "What are you doing, Sabrina?" And they all knew you.
Yeah. Well, the first time the first time I did it was for a group of Brazilians, and like partway through, I just finally said, "Raise your hand if you speak English," and no hands went up. So I turned everything off in the truck, and I was just like, "Zebra, duck, ostrich," and I was like, "All right, this is an easy one."
African painted dog.
Yeah.
They are the most successful hunters.
We didn't even have those when I worked there.
Yet,
Yeah, we still had Miss Jobson and poachers.
Oh, the
when I worked
poachers.
there.
and the Lord's Prayer.
Yes, because that was the was the song.
Yeah,
That was the.
They're like, we're gonna stop spieling for a minute. Here's the Lord's Prayer in Swahili.
I don't want to get too hung up here. We dragged you down here, but go on with your career, and there are parts of the career I want to talk about.
Okay.
We didn't want to talk about.
about
No one asked for
I just feel like
Kilimanjaro.
talking like
Yeah.
a little kid. I didn't want to get us in trouble. I don't want to get anyone else in trouble. There might be people that worked with you that still work there.
I'm sure they were very aware of my antics. So after safaris, I wound up getting a job over at 50s Primetime. I worked there for almost 15 years. I did take a little break in the middle of it to go to Tusker House for about a year. And so I was over there right as they were adding character dining for lunch. They had character dining for breakfast.
Yeah.
But they had just added character dining for lunch. And then I got injured on the job. And I was just like, well.
Well, I got to hear this story.
I was actually behaving.
I'm sure
was
it
a
involves you
shoulder injury.
dancing.
No, it was during a celebration, though. But I was holding a tray for too long, and my shoulder went out.
Oh.
Yeah. So then I was on light duty for a little while, and they just had me like standing and greeting people at the front. So I did that. I also did light duty when I in between like Blizzard Beach and Typhoon Lagoon, and my job was to like glue masks to sticks for like 10 hours a day.
Don't move while we apply cream to your sunburn.
Yeah.
What'd you do?
Stand right here.
Yeah.
What'd you do at Disney Quest?
So I worked all of the attractions inside. So I was like they're one of their gamekeepers.
Was Pirates already there? Or
Yes.
Okay.
Pirates was there, and the floor still worked downstairs.
The Mayan.
With the Mayan
I
trucks.
can't think of the name of it.
Yeah.
So for those that don't know, there was a remote control truck experience.
You mean the
where
best
there were
thing at
cameras-
Disney Quest?
There were cameras.
Yeah.
There were cameras on the truck so you could see where you were driving in the floor.
Yeah.
And of course, as you would imagine, this attraction met its end when it was set on fire. One of the trucks caught on fire in the floor.
That's true.
And that was the end of the experience, yes.
Yeah.
That was the only reason to go to Disney Quest. I think it was legitimately my favorite thing there.
You haven't lived until you've flown off the back of the virtual Jungle Cruise. I fell off the back of that stupid raft like 5 times.
Oh, the amount of people that would fall off of that. Yeah.
Because the thing would just go like it just
and
violently jerk.
Actually win that one.
No, he wouldn't let you go the other way. I tried to go right 100 times.
There was no actual winning end scene.
Tom and his friends Marshall, Will, and Holly went over a waterfall. You don't even want to know.
Expedition.
Yeah. But no, that one actually had no winning end scene.
Could you get to the right or no?
You could, but you had to
really?
Yeah. Because most of the sensors were broken down, so you could go right, but you could never actually catch the gear that.
Yeah.
Who was it? It was Selinsky. Had dropped.
People never caught the backstory tied into Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yes.
There was a Honey, I Shrunk the Kids jungle cruise attraction. Yes. Wayne Zelinsky had created, it was like a portal thing.
Yeah, he had this portal and you wind up going back in time. They were like, oh no, and then he drops it. And in order to get back in time, you have to find this portal.
I don't know when the story exposition even happened. I never knew until I read stuff about it. I was like, what? Okay.
But and then Mighty Ducks Pinball Slam. There was the Buzz Lightyear's Astro Blaster.
That was the best thing.
There was Alien Encounter, which was up on the 4th and the 5th floor. There was Ride the Comics,
Space Mountain,
which was up on the 5th and 6th floors.
Cyberspace Mountain.
Cyberspace Mountain, where people were locked in. That was also another one that you would explain.
You could get claustrophobic in there, for sure.
You would also tell people hey, please empty out your pockets. Empty them out. I used to go through and be like, any change, cell phones, keys, small children, anything at all you might have in those pockets. And then you would have people get in there and not realize that you're in a box.
It was like a can.
Yeah.
It was like a tin can.
It was a rounded tin can that we locked up and sealed.
It was like the elevators at the St. Louis Arch, if you've ever been to St. Louis Arch.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like.
Pretty much. And then my favorite question out of all of those, because you would have people, you'd get in, have them so you could lower the harnesses and stuff, and you would let them know that on either side there's a red button that you can push if you need to stop the ride for any time. And the amount of questions I would get with, if I push my button, will their side stop too?
You're in the same tin can.
Yes, sir. Yes, it will. It's not going to magically split off. And then you would have them lock up all of their stuff, and you would put the key on their wrist. They would go back, and then they'd be sitting back there, and then they'd look down. They'd be like, "What's this key for?" And me, being me, I would sometimes be like, "I'm so glad you asked. There's actually going to be a section that pops up and says, 'Insert key here.' You push it in, switch it to the right. One click is actually going to extend your ride for an additional 5 seconds.
Actually, we're shutting this place down in about 5 minutes, but if you would lock up, you could go ahead and hang out and see the rest of the attractions.
But then the people would be sitting there with it still attached to their wrist, holding onto the key like this, watching for this thing pop up. And then you'd finish up and he'd be like, "We never saw that section you were talking about." I'm like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Sometimes it pops up, sometimes it doesn't. But I can take your key and unlock your locker now."
And you'd say that, and it still wouldn't register.
Yeah, it would just go right over their head. Jeez. So, yeah.
I don't think anybody's ever done a rotation as a CP at Disney and not come away with the feeling that there are a huge amount of really dumb people in the world, and they come to visit, right? Everybody has 20 dumb guest questions.
Yeah,
or dumb guest stories.
And to be fair, a lot of it, right, is you're on vacation, you're not paying attention, you packed your shorts but forgot your brain. That's what happens and stuff. And so some people, you can see them ask the question and then you give the answer and they're like, "Oh, that was a really dumb question. I'm so sorry." Okay. I don't know why I asked that. And then other people, you're like, you definitely live your life like this with no understanding of how anything around you works.
Well, my favorite urban legend is the people that came into Magic Kingdom and then asked where the Magic Kingdom is, and the guy's like, "You're in it." And then they go, "No, really? How do I need to know how to get there?" And they had an attitude. And so it's like, "Okay, what you want to do, go out this way. You're going to get on the resort monorail. You're going to take that to the Transportation and Ticket Center. At the Transportation and Ticket Center, you're going to get on the ferry boat that says Magic Kingdom. And then you're going to get to the Magic Kingdom." And they did all that and supposedly went straight to guest relations and reported the cast member. If it's real. If it's a real story.
I mean,
my brother worked parking when he was a CP, and he's a tram driver. The guy flagged him down, said, "My car's not here." And he's like, "Well, are you sure you parked it in this lot?"
Yeah.
He goes, "Yeah." Well, he goes, "Well, what time did you get here today? Because I know which lots were open first. We can make sure it's not in the wrong."
Right.
He goes, "Well, we got to Epcot. We parked there." And he's like, "And then what?" He's like, "Then we took the monorail over here." He's like,
Yeah.
"So you parked your car at Epcot?" "Well, yeah." "Oh." It took the guy like a minute to go, "Oh, yeah, I guess I didn't park it here." Like, and then kind of looked at my brother like he's supposed to drive an Epcot in the tram, I guess. I don't know.
You see the tram driving down World Drive. We got to get this guy to his car.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, yeah, and I worked, was prime time. And then I did a pop-up, like bar lounge, for Star Wars.
Was it perhaps called
Dun, 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 dun,
the Rebel Hangar?
It was.
Oh, who scanned these documents?
The rebel spy was caught with these papers in his satchel.
Oh my gosh.
So let me set the scene for people. There was a long, arduous road to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge where Disney tried a lot of things. Disney play tested things with guests in real theme parks.
Yeah.
So famously at Disneyland, they did Legends of Frontierland, which played through a lot of the what would have been the reputation system that never really got implemented. But then at Disney World, we tried Oga's Cantina and the reputation system like hand in hand.
Yeah. Well, and with that, it was definitely like an Oga's Cantina, and then towards the end of the 30-day run, they brought in maybe that last week. They definitely play tested Star Cruiser, because they brought in
a bunch of that stuff was supposed to be
because they
Galaxy's Edge, but then they realized they could charge for it.
Yeah.
They started charging $6,000. That was the play test. Yes.
Yeah. And I remember as well, like Dan Cockrell came in towards the end, and he's a huge Star Wars fan.
He was then president. Was he Studios vice president?
He was Studios
VP.
VP.
Okay.
Yeah. To which, fantastic guy, by the way. Just
Yeah, I
absolutely
mean Lee
awesome.
Cockrell's his father. Yeah.
But he came in the full, like the orange jumpsuit that Luke wears, his pilot outfit, with the helmet and everything. Like we're like, all right, Dan.
Yeah.
But they brought in characters towards the end, and they sat down and they were like, here's what's going to happen. We're going to take over one of these tables. And they had the characters start playing sabacc just out in the middle. They didn't tell anybody that it was going to happen, really. And then they had people like bust in to like either arrest people or to fight other people. Yeah. And it was like,
the bars I go to, that's just real.
It's pretty normal.
So this was at Backlot Express. They converted the right half of Backlot Express into this space, and it was for Star Wars weekends 1 year, May 15th to June 14th. Oh, look, you have themed language. So what is this document? Is it like the training document? Or?
Yeah, it would have been the training document they go through, because I think there's food and beverages.
It's cool to see the food and bev again, because we reviewed this.
I'm going to ask Tom several questions.
2015?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would have been 2015.
I'm going to ask you questions in themed language. How many light years are you?
It's birthdays.
That's birthdays.
That's if they were celebrating a birthday, and then it would be
How many light years are you celebrating? May the Force, and then may the Force be with you. Goodbye message. Because man, no one's ever seen the movie Star Wars to know that people say may the Force be with you. They were worried about you food and bev people. They're like,
I mean, to be fair, they should have been.
How'd you get roped into this? Did they just go looking for people? Or?
So they kind of put out an all call at studios, and it was at the time they had tasked Debbie Weinstein to be over this grouping, and Debbie used to be one of the managers at Primetime, and so a lot of us knew Debbie, and she was a fantastic leader. That many of us, she would have been like, guys, I'm going to go like climb Everest, and we'd be like, all right, how many of us do you need? Like, she was that type of leader that we'd be like, all right, well, what do you need us to do? How can we help you? And so they had put out an all call. So it started out anybody from anywhere in studios that was food and beverage could apply for this. And then it got to a point and they were like, okay, once studios people had signed up, they went, okay, how can, like, let's open it up to all food and beverage across property. But studios got first dibs, and that's how we got in there. My sister and I actually both worked. And they gave us special name tags. We had special name tags we had to wear that it was in theme. So it's very much like they have now.
Yeah, it was Galaxy's Edge, yeah.
You know, it had our name in that language, and then underneath it said our name.
Arabesh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this was, like, they were already working on a Star Wars land, so a lot of this was just, what if we did this in front of guests? How would guests react? And finding out.
Yeah, and it took off. We were always very busy.
That was my favorite. I think we did it 3 times.
Yeah.
We loved it. Nick and I went a bunch.
But yeah, and it was just a simple, like, all black. And we had...
With a Star Wars themed name tag, I see.
Yeah, with a Star Wars themed name tag, but that was kind of it.
Otherwise, you kind of look like plainclothes security.
Yeah. And then there were stormtroopers that would walk around. There was Jawa that would walk around, and you could trade things with the Jawa.
Yeah.
I did that at the breakfast. There was a breakfast at
Sci-Fi.
At Sci-Fi,
yeah.
where I traded things with Jawa.
That was the same year. I think they started doing that one as well, and they did because they had that breakfast, and then they also had the Hollywood and Vine set up where it was the Disney characters
Sci-Fi
dressed
breakfast. Oh, they were in the
as Star Wars.
Clothes.
Yeah.
And then Kathleen Kennedy decided no more fun. And so we couldn't have fun at Hollywood Studios anymore.
Yeah.
And then the Walt Disney Company said no more fun at Hollywood Studios and closed everything.
Well,
I think at the time it was, I think Ann Williams may have been over at Studios. I think she may have been head of Studios, food and beverage.
There's so many notes in here about how to deliver food.
Yeah, there was a lot. I was one of the, so originally I was brought in. They were like, listen, we have servers. We could use some help with. I was like, Debbie, whatever you need me to do. And she was like, are you good with, like, food running? And I was like, that's fine. So I spent the majority of the shifts food running. Then towards the end, I think I did some cocktail serving because we were considered cocktail servers. Because Disney has certain standards as far as, like, table sizes.
Yeah.
And because this was mainly just appetizers and drinks.
It was a lounge.
It was a lounge. We were considered cocktail servers, but I mean the amount of food was ridiculous, and I think we had like maybe two, maybe 3 food runners on there, and the stations were, because you would have like 6 or 7 tables.
May I read the menu?
Yeah.
The Parmesan garlic fries. It sounds spacey. There was This was actually the presentation on this was ridiculous.
Yeah.
The Darth Maul hummus.
Yeah, because it had
It was his face.
It was his face, and they used they actually had to get permission from Bugle to use bugles in this dish to be his little horns.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Are we going to put these up
And they
somehow?
were-
I might have clearer photos, but we can at least put these in. Because we had everything. Look at there's
like
a Chewbacca face in the garlic fries.
yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, I forgot.
Oh,
yes.
man.
Can I?
It was like a Parmesan crisp.
I will intersperse with you doing menu items with going through the various spiels.
Okay.
Let's do the whole dining experience once you've been seated.
I remember.
So Tom would come into the restaurant and you'd be welcome. I would say, welcome, travelers, to the Rebel Hangar. It's nice to see a friendly face, a rare occurrence in this hive. By what last name are you known in the galaxy? An alliance of 4, including 2 younglings. Is that correct? You'll receive a transmission when your bay is ready.
Oh, man. Yeah.
And
That's checking in.
Now you're getting ready to be seated. Welcome, travelers. Have you traveled from a galaxy far, far away? Follow me just a few more steps. We'll have you docked to rest and refuel. You should know that abandoned Starship Hangar is known to be a regular stop for rebel pilots, aliens, and smugglers, so keep your eyes open. You never know who or what you will or may find lurking ahead. Here's your bay. Have a look at our refueling options, and your server will be along soon. And then I assume, are there any intergalactic allergies at the table?
Would you like our space chef
Go
to
over the
come
specials.
speak with you?
Please go over the specials.
The space chef will come by to your table. Cheese. There was a cheese and fruit board.
Oh, yeah.
What
I
did
think that one had C3PO on a cheese crisp or something, maybe?
There were some weird ones. Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
The C-3PO
yes.
crackers.
Yeah.
Oh.
But you didn't have the Yoda. You didn't have the Yoda fruit cup or whatever.
No, we had a Yoda. It was almost like a dessert. It was a Yoda dessert. It was like it was almost like a green jelly across the top, and it came with a little lightsaber too.
Obviously, we'll start with the hummus. I'll have that, please.
Yeah, hummus was good.
I lost them. Oh yeah, the dessert was. Oh, there's the trio of mini cupcakes. There were mini versions of like the cupcakes they served
Yes, like the Darth
in the park.
Would
The
you like
Darth
me to
Vader.
clarify the
cupcake.
menu for you?
The Yoda was chocolate hazelnut, and Jabba the Hutt, which was salted caramel.
That one was good.
They were all good. I missed the
Yeah.
big Darth Vader peanut butter
This
cupcake.
is my
That
favorite
was so
part.
good. What do you have?
Hello, Intergalactic. This is the server
The
spiel
server
now.
spiel.
Hello, intergalactic travelers. My name is Eric from the Ohio system. Where have you traveled? Or it says or whatever. I'm Eric. My name is Eric from the Kansas system. Where have you traveled from? Ooh, that's light years away. Can I suggest some fuel to replenish your energy fields? The Dagobah swamp juice is refreshing, or really hits the spot, or is always good for a boost. And I assure you, we've strained out all swamp slugs and dragon snakes. If solid fuel is what you're after, my favorites are the Pilot's pommes frites
Okay.
and the Slider sampler. But lots of alien forms try one of everything while they're here.
Yeah, we did have a lot of people try one of everything.
Yeah, we were bloggers.
Yeah.
Would you like to hear the verbiage to avoid?
Yeah.
Do we have any Star Wars fans?
Did Kathleen Kennedy write that one?
Greetings, humanoids. Because you know someone would get pissed if they were called
yeah.
a humanoid. All right. Are you ready to start your journey to a galaxy far, far away?
You're already there. Don't say
Also, refer to children as younglings as opposed to Padawans unless they are dressed as such.
that. Oh, fun. I thought it was going to be because Padawans get murdered. Was the bib salad blue? I don't remember this. What is that? There's blue stuff in there.
I don't. Maybe it's just how it printed.
I don't remember that. Oh man, there was just the corn dog. I remember the corn dogs.
were really good.
Yeah.
I don't. There wasn't anything really. They were like just like corn dog. They were supposed to be like lightsaber.
Yeah, there was nothing really
Lightsabers.
themed, but
Yeah.
Oh, and the Darth Vader waffle.
Oh, the chicken
They
and
were literally
waffles.
just the chicken breast nuggets
Yeah.
from next door,
From next door.
with Darth Vader waffles.
Yep.
Here are the drinks.
Yeah.
Man, this is unreal. Like this is 10 years ago, and I have not ever looked back at our content from this. But man, these are
crazy.
burned in my memory. The moment I
That's
saw
so
these,
funny.
it's like I'm back there again. The Dagobah swamp juice came with the
Yeah.
X-wing while supplies lasted of the X-wing glow cube.
Comes with
Yeah.
Cheetos.
Did you guys? I don't remember you guys making it to the end with those.
We came pretty close with most of them.
Because I think we
in all
went the
honesty.
last night and you guys were like, we're out of everything. It's like, it's fine. We just came to have fun. The Dagobah swamp juice
Yeah.
was, Nick can make these.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's recreate this bar
We should do these on the
marathon.
on the marathon show. Dagobah swamp juice was 3/4 of an ounce of Midori, 1 1/4 ounce Tito's, 4 ounces sweet and sour, and 1 ounce lemon lime foams.
And an X-Wing fighter glow
And the
clip
glow
garnish.
clip. Yeah, I have those somewhere. Tatooine Sunset was 1 1/4 Stoli vanilla vodka, 3/4 Parrot Bay coconut rum, 3.5 ounces of pineapple juice, and a dash of grenadine.
Yeah.
That's a lot
That
of
one
pineapple
was-
juice.
Probably one of my favorites.
And a
though.
blueberry skewer.
Yeah. Because it looked like a lightsaber.
Yeah. The dark side was 1/2 ounce of creme de cacao, 1 ounce of Stoli vanilla vodka, and 1/2 ounce of Bailey's Irish cream. This typo. Irish cream.
Irish.
IRISHE. Irish creme. Irish creme.
Yeah.
That sounds like a name.
Imperial Blue. It's a Star Wars name. Irish creme. That's the guy that gives them the Death Star plans. The Imperial Blue was 1 ounce Maker's Mark whiskey, a 1/2 ounce of Cointreau, 3/4 of an ounce of Blue Curacao, 4 ounces of sweet and sour, and a 1/2 ounce splash of Sprite. And then the Rebel Red was 1 1/4 ounce Grey Goose, 3/4 ounce Chambord. Jason liked this one. 4 ounces sweet and sour mix, and 0.05 ounce of grenadine.
Yeah.
Oh, there's more. Are these the non-alcoholic?
Maybe?
No.
No, there's still alcohol. They had
These are the Death
have
Star
those.
and the Falcon. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there were 3 glow devices at this
Yeah.
restaurant. The Alderon.
It's blowing up.
Yeah, after. It was Bacardi Black Raz Rum, Bowls Blue Curacao, Cranberry Juice with Death Star Glow Cube. The Tatooine was Parrot Bay, Midori, Orange Juice, Pineapple Juice with Death Star Glow Cube. The Endor was Midori, Blue Curacao, De Kuyper Apple Pucker, Sweet and Sour. I remember hating this one.
Yeah.
With New Millennium Falcon Glow Cube. And then the Mustafar was Stoli Orange, Chambord, Cranberry Juice, and Sweet and Sour.
I think, if I remember correctly, like, I think those last 4, were specialties for the not for the location.
They weren't exclusive to Rebel Hangar.
They were
because
I think you could get those
the
at,
event.
at
the
X-Wing
X-Wing,
as
I
well.
think, was only at
I think we only had those
because it was
for
the
us.
Rebel Hangar.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they were worried that people wouldn't show up to the limited it sounds so stupid now, but they were so unsure of everything.
The Rebel
back
hangover.
then. Yeah.
Yes.
But I was there at the end when the fight.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. And then
Yeah. That was the day, like, they'd moved me from, like, food running to, like, serving that day. And they put me clear out in the patio, which is, like, the furthest. And we didn't have, I mean, we had a food runner, obviously, but, like, if you were getting your drinks, you still had, it was like 1.5 miles to the back to get, like, all those beverages and stuff. There wasn't anything closer. And so they were like, Sabrina, we need you to serve today. I was like, okay, cool. Can you put me in a location close? And they're like, nope. So I'm like all the way in the back, and I was like, I haven't done this at all. And now and then they put those guys out there, and I was just
You
like,
were supposed to be the chosen one.
yeah. Yeah, so I just remember, like, blaming a lot of people, like, I don't know, there was a fight that broke out. But, yeah.
These are the great things to remember. The weird temporary stuff.
Yeah.
I miss like play tests of things because now in the age of the internet, they can't get away with it anymore. I mean, obviously the internet existed then and we all covered it, but I think now like no one would be able to breathe in this space without it being all over the internet. Yeah. So we're kind of in this stage of it's never going to happen again. Right?
Maybe they can that Dr. Facilier experience on the
kind
Destiny
of feels like a play
like
test.
No, it's a play test, right?
Yeah.
There's like no videography, no photos. You go in there, and let me tell you, I never got to do it. You got to do it. When I went on the second cruise, I was like, okay, I'm going to do this thing. I show up like an hour before. The line was all the way around Saga.
Wow.
From where that is, like all the way
word
around.
of mouth on it.
Oh yeah, and it was more people on this cruise, but I mean, it's people love that thing.
It's going to be a huge hit. What I think is so endearing is this is where entertainment started to play with these ideas. And what's funny is the Treasure and the Destiny are the culmination. I mean, Galactic Star Cruiser was supposed to be.
Yeah.
But the culmination of this is what we just did. Like so many little things on the Treasure and the Destiny in their entertainment experiences is this. Like Cruella barges into DeVille's and it's like, oh, you're playing that wretched song. Get at this is ruined my life. And then Zai and Gamble are like, oh, what if we wrote you a new song? And she's like, I'll be back in 10 minutes. And then all of you have to write the song. And all of that feels in the same vein as this in Galactic Star Cruiser.
Did you tell everyone about the dance?
No, it's on the YouTube channel now. They could go watch it. Okay. I had to invent. So our showing of treble making with Cruella was Disney bloggers only. So it was a special media reception for like Disney fan sites. And so it's everyone you know from all the websites you read and all the videos you watch. And we're all in one room and we have to write the song and everything. And eventually Gamble points at me and goes, we need a dance move. What's our dance move? And I'm seated in a chair and I'm like, I don't know. And someone just yells, whatever it is, no thrusting. It's like, yeah, that's fair. And so I just like, what do you do from the chair? So I just went, like it's the big ending.
Oh, it's
flourish.
the Tom.
And so it's been named, Disney PR got a good laugh at it. And Yeah, it's the Tom is what they call it. But very much that and the Facilier thing and the fact that like Zion Gamble pick out people they met along the course of the cruise at the end and say their names. And it's all very Star Cruiser and all it like goes back to this. This is the beginning of them thinking like, what if entertainment was more personal?
Can I say I think maybe Zion Gamble are one of the top 5 things on the whole cruise.
They're absolutely my favorite thing on the cruise.
Might be my favorite.
I would go back to see them, and I would just go see every show they're in. Yeah.
And because they're in way more because it's built for 5-night cruises. We were only on it for 3 nights, so you got a truncated version of their through line. And I think that level of entertainment and that sort of personal stuff, like this type of thing that they started, I think that's what sticks with me more than a levitating drink I had or any of the other like
even a ride. It's so much entertainment can be so much more personal, right? Like I still like the most vivid memories of my childhood are Jack Diamond on Sunset Boulevard talking to me for like 45 minutes when I was a kid. I never forgot that. I told him that we had Golden Jamboree. We did the 50th anniversary of Disney World. We had an event here. That performer that played Jack Diamond was here, and I had a moment with him, and I just went up and I said, just so you know, like my affinity for live entertainment began with you, like the moment you spent a half hour with us on Sunset Boulevard when I was a kid. And you could see it meant something to him, and I was like, it's really cool.
Yeah. But I think like this is if you're going on a cruise I know the Treasure and Destiny both have the storyteller things. Yeah. It sounds like storytellers, whatever. Catch them wherever they are and follow that because it is really special.
Yeah. That was always one of my favorite things when I worked at Primetime was being able to have that interaction with people. Mm-hmm. And just, you go in there and for the most part people know. You get some people that don't know and stuff like that. And you kind of have to, tiptoe around certain things.
That's why people love Primetime. Like people have insane memories there. Like I stood in the corner once for like 20 minutes. Someone put me in a corner.
Was it
once.
me? Did I do it?
No, I don't think it was you. I don't think we ever had you. Years ago I had these 2 people come in and I'd always ask where people were from, but I never asked
especially if they were like, oh, we're cast members. Sir, I don't care. I don't care. This is my show. This is we're playing the Sabrina game right now. I don't care where you're from. I'll ask at the end, and then I maybe care. And I had these 2 guys in from California, and it was quite apparent that they were probably cast members, just by the way they were dressed and everything like that. And so I introduced them to the room, and I was like, all right, we got the kids from California. Say hello. This is the family from Utah, and those are the cousins from Idaho. Everybody say hello. We're going through, and
there was a family from Utah that fit in the booth.
I know. No, they were at a long table.
I'm just saying, everybody I know from Utah has like 8 brothers and sisters.
Don't worry, this was like an extended 8 top. So it checks. And they came in and stuff, and I wind up feeding the one dude his green beans because he didn't eat his green beans, and we're going through, and at the end of the meal, he puts down his ID. Yeah. And this was back when, so now all Disney IDs are it's the blue. Everybody, they don't distinguish if you're upper management or not. But at this point, they still were. And I get this blue ID with an orange line through it. Yeah. And I walk in the back, and I was just like, what the hell does this mean? Like, they were like, oh, you've got a vice president at your table. And I was just like, I just fed this guy his green beans.
Oh, well. You got to know those people want that experience, right?
Well, and then so I come to find out. So I went in the back because they'd given me his corporate card, and they were also doing this weird thing. So normally you get a corporate card, it's 60% off the meal, and then they use the corporate card and they pay for it. Yeah. But at the time, it'd been a while since I had anybody from that was there for like a team meeting or anything like that, and so I did the discount, and then I realized I was supposed to ask. So I went and found like my one manager, and I was just like, I did this thing, but I think I was supposed to ask. And he was like, just go back out there and ask, even though you already ran it. Just go and ask because we can always delete it. He's like, but it might be all right. And I was just like, okay. So I go out to the table and stuff, and these 2 gentlemen, and I was just like, listen, Mom doesn't let me play with the big kids very often. I said, I went ahead and gave you the good discount, the 60%. If that's wrong, you can let me know, but that's what I went and did, boys. And they were like, no, it's fine. Like, we're here working on we're actually here working. And I was like, well, what are you doing? I was like, I know what you do. I said, you're a vice president of something. I had somebody in the back look you up. And I was like, but what do you do? And the other guy was also a vice president. Both were Imagineering. One was in charge of like costuming and props and different things like that. And the other was like project management somewhere over in that grouping. And they were there. It was for the Fantasyland expansion. And they were working on that, and everything hadn't been fully, like, they were still trying to figure out, like, Be Our Guest and different things like that. And so I remember asking them, and I was just like, okay, so that's what you do. And they told me, they said, they were like, we want to let you know that we actually worked on this park. This was one of our parks, and we helped come up with the theming for, like, primetime. And we just want to let you know that it was really nice to see that the theming is still, after all those years, that you guys are still carrying on with what we had originally kind of planned. And I was like, good, because I definitely fed you your green beans, buddy.
I think we had deduced that it was probably Eric Jacobson.
Possibly.
Because he worked on MGM, but then also was an executive on New Fantasyland. Yeah. And so too much added up. But then we asked him, he's like, it might have been. He's like, I don't remember.
But, so that was always, like, my favorite part of, like, and, you know, you over years and stuff, you would have people that would come back in to see you, and you would see, like, their kids grow and stuff like that. And, but,
for those that don't know, you do have a legacy. Your family has a legacy in the restaurant. Do you want to talk about that?
Because my sister and I both worked at 50s Primetime Cafe, and she passed away in 2016 from ovarian cancer, and everybody there really loved her and really thought the world of her, and they put her on the menu. So she is Cousin Megan's Meatloaf.
Cousin Megan's Meatloaf.
Yeah, Cousin Megan's Meatloaf. So they put her on the menu because originally, and they were like, they didn't tell me they were doing it. It was kind of a surprise because they weren't sure if they could get it approved. But there was like other people's names were on the menu prior. And Aunt Liz was actually a real cast member that worked at Primetime as well. So she kind of set the pace for that a little bit. And since so my sister and another gentleman named Harold, and for a while it was like Cousin Harold's vegetable lasagna, but it's whatever the rotating dish is, it's Harold. He was killed in a hit and run accident, and he worked in the kitchen. And so Harold and Megan made the menu at the same time. And then about a year and a half ago, maybe, there was another gentleman that worked there. He worked at Primetime for probably 25 years. He was a food runner, and his name was Gene. And they put him on the menu, and he's Grandpa Gene's pot pie. So they put him on.
That's cool that they do that. I mean, there's no place else that does that.
No.
I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And so I love that story, and we have Megan's costume here in our museum.
And one of her name tags.
Yeah. So.
But
and her Tony's costume also.
Yeah, her Tony's costume as well. Yeah.
She did work for Tony's.
Yeah, she did.
That's where she started.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then she was at Tony's, and then she transferred up to ESPN Zone in New York City.
Oh.
So she worked up there until they closed, and when they closed, so the crazy story is, I talked about Debbie Weinstein earlier. So Debbie one time, she came up to me because she didn't realize that Megan was my sister, and she came up to me during a shift, and she was just like, "I just found out you're Megan Shaw's sister," and I said, "Yeah." She goes, "I worked with Megan at Tony's. I was one of her managers over at Tony's." And I said, "That's crazy." I said, "You know, it's funny you say that." I said, "They just closed down ESPN Zone, and Megan's looking to come back down here." And she was like, "I can get her in here." Because this was back at the time when, like, the managers could open a position and be like, "Okay, this person's next on the list, so let's go ahead and pull them in if they have a request in or whatnot." And unfortunately, they can't do that anymore. But so at the time, so she was like, "Yeah, we can open her up and have her come in seasonally," because she was a seasonal cast member at the time. Because she was still living up in New York, so she'd come down and work. And so that it was actually Debbie Weinstein that was able to get her into Primetime. So that way she could come in and work and stuff and be Cousin Megan and put people in the corner and stuff. So, yeah.
And if you want to come see the costumes, they are in our museum. We have tickets available through December 5th to come tour the museum at events.wdwnt.com.
Yeah, I don't think they name anything at Tony's after anybody, which is probably a good thing.
No one wants their name. No one wants to take ownership of anything on that menu. Oh, boy. My favorite thing is anytime we've covered a menu change at Tony's, that all the managers all like catch them like peeking around the corner. Like, that guy's here. The guy that hates us is here. And they'll be like peeking and I'll be like, and they're like, oh, did he see us?
We did a review a couple years ago and we're like, it's not that bad today.
It was okay.
It's not that bad.
It wasn't bad. It was just okay. And we said that like the guy came over, one of the managers, he's like, did you like it? I was like, it's certainly better than it was. And he's like, phew.
He's like, now my cousin runs the Italy booth. What do you think of that? Oh, boy.
Cousin Marvin's microwave. Cousin Marvin's microwave pasta.
Little Nico's Italian nachos is their biggest failure of all time at the booth.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. I guess is this a good place to stop?
On the Italy booth is always the place to stop. Not to eat, but just to stop.
There's a stop
general.
immediately after. Sabrina, I love having you on. It's great to catch up with you. And so many people want to know, like, they see you and they're like, oh, you guys should have Sabrina on the podcast. I've always wanted to. So it's good to have you. I know you traveled far, but upwards of 25 feet to be here in our studio. So again, I appreciate you. What a fun episode. It's a blast.
Well, thank you. Thank you. It was fun to be on.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's it for this week. We'll see you next time on the WDW News Today podcast.
We'll see you real soon.
Bye.
That was good. Oh, I forgot we're still on with the WIGS.